Welcome to the Freedom Assignment. Today we're going to be talking about God's intention and ultimately His purpose for each and every one of our lives. I'm going to start by posing this question. Where is your attention? Yes, you heard me right. I think that's a good place to start. Where is your attention? Have you ever thought about it? Like, I've realized how, we can get so distracted. There's so much distraction in the world right now. And if we're not careful, who knows where we end up? Who knows what we're missing out in terms of what God wants to achieve with our lives, His purpose for our lives. And so, yes, let's dive into this. So, my caption for the message was the war for your attention. It's time to get it back. Isn't it amazing how someone can go through life as if they don't have a say in what is happening to their lives. It's like they are on some sort of a remote control. They don't have a say. They cannot decide what they want to do with their time. It's because of there's so much convenience. Everything is available at your fingertips. But does it mean that you have to say yes to everything? You have to say yes to every reel that you can see. You have to say yes to every video that you meet. Yes, even this video. So the purpose of this message is to get us to get back to the basics. Like, let's start there. Let's start with the basics. Where is your attention? I've got a question here that I wrote down for us to think about. What is that question that you keep ignoring time and again? For me, it's amazing how for many years I thought God was not talking to me. I thought I was not hearing from God. I couldn't hear God's voice. There was something that I wasn't doing to a point where God decided just not to talk to me. Only to realize years later that God was actually talking to me, but my attention was nowhere to be found. He didn't have my attention. I didn't have my attention on Him. And if you ask me right now, where was my attention? I can't even tell you. I cannot even account. But what I can tell you is I was very distracted to the point where I thought I'm not hearing God. God was talking to me the whole time, but I was so distracted. I would spend hours, scrolling and just scrolling. I would spend hours watching television, and you know, to the point where you end up even forgetting. You don't even know what you're doing. You're just going with the masses. You wake up, you go to work, you come back, you repeat the same script until years and years have gone by. But fortunately, I started thinking hard and fast and realized I cannot continue like this. Something has to change. So the question is, what's that question you keep ignoring time and again? It's amazing how God gives us certain nudges in our spirits to give us like a wake up call for us to realize, what are we doing? You don't have all the time that we think you have. You need to wake up to yourself. You need to wake up to your purpose. You need to wake up to the purpose that God has for you. So I started, thinking seriously about where I want to be in life, and I started paying attention to the questions that God was dropping into my spirit. And I realized that He was talking to me all this time. He was dropping these questions for me, and I needed to pay attention to them and start acting on getting the responses to the question that He was giving me. And that was how ultimately I was going to start getting back to myself, start being in control of what I'm doing with my time, start getting back my attention. I like what Nomdeni said on one of the podcasts where she was invited to speak, and she was saying, get back yourself from the people you've given yourself over to. Isn't that the truth? It's like we've given ourselves over to something, to someone, to somewhere, and we don't have control. We've lost control. How is this possible? How is this serving us? Get back your attention, and that's how you're going to start hearing the voice of God. You're going to start hearing God talking to you and directing you to the purpose that He has for your life. Have you ever asked yourself this? What if I start paying attention to myself and the voices in my head, could this give me the answers that I've been looking for? So I'm challenging you today. Take back your attention, take back your power, take back control of your life. It's not like we are helpless, but we are living as if we are. It's not like we are powerless. We are living as if we are powerless. God did not give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. But the more we keep drifting away, the more it will seem as if we don't have anything good that we can achieve. We don't have there's nothing good about ourselves, and then all we're going to do is to pay attention to other people's life, thinking that they have it all together. That time, no, they don't have it all together. God has given each and every one of us the ability to achieve that which He wants us to achieve. But the problem is, if you don't know that you have that control, if you're living your life as if you don't have a say, it's going to be problematic for you to start stepping into what God has in store for you. Why do we, I wrote another question here, why do we keep ignoring ourselves so much that we pretend that we are not hearing anything and we are not hearing God? We keep ignoring ourselves, we keep not paying attention to ourselves to a point where we think we don't hear anything. And that is just a lie. It's because we are so focused on other things and other people and things around us to the point where we forget we need to pay attention to ourselves as well. I said here, what if you started listening to the question that has no right to go away? What is that question that you keep pushing away? You keep pushing it under the carpet. You keep pretending that, oh, I'll think about it later. The later is not coming. The time for you to start paying attention to yourself is now. Serve yourself, do better, watch out for yourself, and take care of yourself by literally taking back the attention from wherever it is. What if God has been talking to us and we do not care to listen? Wow. What is your excuse? I'm challenging you today to start paying attention. Give yourself the attention that you deserve. See you again in the next video. Bye for now.